Namaskaram, this is CA Himakant Andavarpu. Yesterday, around the same time, 4 a.m., we were discussing about the problems faced by CA students in the wake of potential postponement of exam and how exactly are they going to write the examination and all linked to that. And I was supposed to make a detailed video about all the three categories of students and how they should be proceeding ahead. Meanwhile, we had something very just a second. Da. Hmm. No. Ha. So before I could actually make that video, something else came up, and that was the unfortunate and untimely death of actor Sushant Rajput. Just like everyone else, I just don't wanna say RIP and leave it because it's not gonna do anything. Once the life is ripped apart already, it would least matter whether he rests in peace, because afterlife we are not sure. And also, this is something which has touched me quite deeply in the recent time. The previous one was Siddharth's demise, which was precisely on July 28th, 2019, if I'm right. And his body was found after 3 days on July 31st. July 29th, I specifically remember the date because it's exactly 1 week after my birthday on July 22nd. So that was the time where I seriously wanted to do something in this arena. And when I say human intelligence mastery, it has a lot to do with dealing with this internal conflicts and resolving confusion. Most importantly, how would you achieve inner peace before you retire? You don't have to wait for to become 50, 60 to become peaceful inside. So we had a lot of things to do about it. And now when I'm looking at this second suicide which has touched me, of course there are a lot of, every 40 seconds there is somebody on this planet who is committing suicide. By the time we type RIP, one more person is dead. Again, RIP, one more person is dead. So it's not just about sending out a message that okay, I'm there for you, I'm there to help you out. This won't really help the way people are thinking, because if you look at it, the last death happened on July 28th. The buzz was in social media for the next 3-4 days. Nothing happened. And now once again it will be there, the tweets will be there for the next 3-4 days, and then nothing will happen. But if I have to think deeply about it, and I can definitely do something about this, because I have been pretty much involved with human psychology from a very young age. My dad did his MSc psychology, so I got my hands on MSc psychology books at the age of 12, somewhere around my class 5-6. Although I did not understand much, but that's the point where it all started. So everything else, whatever I have done in my life, is just a byproduct of my understanding about human behavior, thought process, and a lot of it. So once you're clear, once you have the basic clarity about what is happening, within, everything else externally can be done quite easily. Now the single point agenda of making this video is, at Him Academy, things are going to change radically, because I don't want to wait and see one more suicide, because both these people are pretty close to me. And Rajput, people are talking about Chichore. But more than that, when you look at MS Dhoni's biopic, there are certain scenes where it felt like even if Dhoni acts it himself, I'm not sure if he could have done any better than this guy. And not only that, there are many other aspects which are deeply touched me. So instead of saying RIP and then leaving it, I'm bringing in two initiatives. The first one is called Deep, Dark and Lonely. As an entrepreneur, I have to go through a lot of emotional turbulence every given day. I have a super strong mindset. Nothing can destroy me. I'm sure about it. But even after spending a decade on building a super strong mindset, I always go through this turbulence, because the way it looks from external sources is quite different. Fundamentally, what will happen is, when you're into this ecosystem, new challenges come up. You solve one thing, something else comes up. You solve one thing, something else comes up. And this is a never ending process, and there are various phases of life. This little one, the kind of attention she demands is far more than any other person in the planet. I would never give this much attention to my mom or wife, but she just doesn't care. I just have to be there whenever she needs it. Fair enough. I'm loving to do it. The point is, again, I have to make a lot of adjustments. Ideally, this video was supposed to be made on my Mac because I wanted to show you certain numbers. More than 8 lakh people are getting killed because of suicides.